So that's going to make Spart1e's life hard, and you're completely right. The power of the Anarchy for someone like k1llsen is not only obviously the inject, which is really, really valuable, but the speed to get in the right positions earlier. And so let's see how he does that. We are starting on Spart1e though, obviously on that visor. Hasn't popped the piercing sight yet, so does want to save that for a later engagement. Sometimes we see players using it straight away, but there it goes. Catching him out, able to see the timing as well, which is nice. k1llsen delaying that a lot. Spart1e will realize that, so either way, it's good.
Absolutely should be prepared for an attack on the next heavy, but he still doesn't have rockets. And can he get back in time? It looks like he might pick up the first heavy. And actually, k1llsen doesn't seem to be found at all, even with the delay.
Yeah, letting that one go for free. k1llsen's quite happy just to keep the high ground at this point. Keep control of that Mega, and Spart1e's respecting that position. Not entirely sure where his opponent is. He's waiting down here. The big problem with Spart1e is he hasn't got a rocket. And so he's really, really afraid to push out without knowing where k1llsen is on the map. He now hears him drop, so he will be pushing out and we'll be able to get that rocket. So now he'll feel more confident for the next round of items to push out. But what k1llsen's also done is he realized that Spart1e will go for the rocket, so he's now won himself that heavy.
Yep, he says, you need the weapon, I'll take the item, and now Spart1e's in a good position to defend for this Mega. The rail missing, here's the vision pop as k1llsen wants to at least do some damage on it. LG on LG, it's all about the shaft, Dan, and Spart1e comes up big with the first frag.
Yeah, that was really ballsy by k1llsen, and actually effective play from Spart1e using that tribot. We said 100% rail, but it doesn't matter when you've got the tribot at your disposal. Using that smartly, k1llsen continuing to push in though through this choke point. He really wants to take Spart1e to town, but falls out on that one. He's had to use the inject in the previous engagement as well, so he's on the ropes now. Spart1e can push on round, and will he actually rocket jump up to try and take this? No, k1llsen hits a nice rocket to deny any opportunity of an angle there, so Spart1e does retreat, but opening blood goes to Spart1e.
Maybe not what a lot of people would have predicted in their pools here. As Spart1e does have the 1-0 lead, he's going to pop the vision and see k1llsen waiting for that next heavy. Is he going to try and set up an attack here? A little bit of rocket from k1llsen to make sure that if he drops down, he eats some damage, and it looks like this one's going to go for free, but Spart1e has the high ground.
Yep, very slow match at this point in time. k1llsen is actually not willing to put any more pressure on after saying that, but now Spart1e's caught him off guard, and that's really, really nice. Not even near the piercing site. Good positioning, big rocket, but did a lot of damage to himself, so can't push on aggressively as he would have wanted. Till nearly 10 seconds before the heavy, but Spart1e favoring a slower game at this point in time. Huge respect for k1llsen. And this is where the rail will start coming to play now as they're trading items, trading positions. I'm not entirely sure what
Spart1e's taking a knee. 1-0, I'm good, I'm out.
Yeah, stopping the count now. He's gonna stay here for 7 minutes.
I'm winning this one.
I'm not
3 minutes in, Spart1e. Very passive.
No idea what he's doing. Genuinely no idea.
His next level of strategy, Dan, you just don't get it, as he's going to pop the vision to safely make his way out of a mess that he created and gets back to positioning for the Mega. So maybe just a little bit of eating the clock. Not sure where k1llsen is playing with a lot of respect, as you mentioned before. It's k1llsen trying to make his way onto this Mega. That's a fantastic drive-by. There's the pop, and there's the kill by k1llsen. Just demanding space and real estate.
I couldn't have put it any better for you than you did. Like, that is a mess he created. Like, I kind of get why he was waiting there, as you say, with no idea where k1llsen was. He was just trying to bide his time, but then rushing an item when you have no idea when the timing is, that's just pure madness. So Spart1e's brain shut down for a good minute. Hopefully it's reset as k1llsen's got himself a tied game.
Sometimes your brain might blue screen here as the shotgun from down below not netting a lot of damage. Rockets raining down from k1llsen, not connecting. There's the vision popped again for a little bit of defense, a little bit of insurance as he picks up the LG. Really wants to try and get a rail. Can't seem to find the damage, and Spart1e's stack is still lacking. He needs to try and live off some of these scraps, Dan.
Yeah, and this is where it becomes painful because Spart1e was trying to real slow the pace down of the game, but he's lost all control of the map, all positional play, all item time. As you can see where he is, he's on the lower ground. That's the last place you want to be when you haven't got items. And so now k1llsen will just want to run the map. He's more than confident. He's got both items in play, both timings, and now his inject up as well. He will be on the hunt after this next heavy.
And Spart1e finally getting rockets again. It feels like most of this duel he hasn't had rockets, but still low-scoring game, 1-1, so not the biggest deal here as he's trying to lay a trap on this Mega, and k1llsen just strafing by scares Spart1e away enough. He's been drive-by railed once, doesn't want to go through it again.
You can kind of tell from that maneuver that Spart1e has no idea when the items are up. He's just standing in the Mega area 15 seconds too early. I don't even know if he had that pickup either, so he's in a lot of trouble. But as you say, he's making the best of a bad situation in so much that he is not dying. As long as he keeps it 1-1, he can turn the map on its head. But every one of these rails, every one of these engagements that doesn't go his way, the momentum shifts further and further away from Spart1e's corner. And he's going to have to rely on just hitting a magical number of shots. Always in your favorite hiding place once again. k1llsen has absolutely no idea that Spart1e is just chilling down in the courtyard. This is a bizarre map.
I love it. What a way to start the day here. Week 11 of Quake Pro League is Spart1e in Spart1e's corner. This is, we'll call this Spart1e's Cove, as he's just waiting out and again pops the vision, trying to find a potential opening or maybe just an opening to escape, and there it is. Seeing k1llsen, but k1llsen actually doubles back. I think he has an idea now, Dan, of where Spart1e might be hiding.
I think he must be very confused that his opponent is nowhere to be found. It's quite risky for him to push that, though. Like, particularly as an Anarchy, you don't want to be taking these awkward fights when you have map control because it pushes you out of position. It's an unnecessary risk. So, as long as k1llsen doesn't get too frustrated, he should be fine. And Spart1e, unfortunately, didn't connect with a single point of damage there. It's a big mess. He's still in the courtyard, and k1llsen's going to strafe his way around. And Spart1e is playing with fire, 40.
And I kind of love seeing it. It's definitely a gamble. I don't understand it, but that's fine. It's still tied 1-1, even past all of the things that we see as flaws, Dan. So we'll see if Spart1e can make some magic. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve. But k1llsen, yeah, he's sitting pretty. He's getting free items. He feels pretty good about it.
Spart1e has rescinded any desire to look at items, and now he will be going down. Eventually, he did a fair amount of damage, but what does it matter now when you've got no items to your name?
No items at all. I don't even think he has timing. He's going to grab at least his old weaponry, which is fine. So he finally has rockets again off the spawn rather quickly, and he can try and set this trap. I think he heard k1llsen up above. If not, he definitely saw the rocket. So maybe heard that pickup and maybe could get back into this. But as you said, he's so early on this heavy. Pops the vision for some defense, but k1llsen will just drop right down, taking a little bit of rocket damage. Spart1e's going to fight this one to the death, it looks like, and that is exactly what it's going to be. Spart1e's death as the heavy goes to k1llsen, and now he expands his lead by 2.
I can't even say that's unlucky that he died just before the pickup, because he was there for a good 20 seconds. He was lucky to last that long, if anything, and his game plan is unraveling before our eyes with 2.5 minutes to go. I mean, has Spart1e even done 1,000 points of damage? He's not even shown himself on the map. He will be going down again for a 3-frag difference, and at this point it's hard to see what can he do to get back into this game. He might see his first item for 8 minutes. Oh, he does! k1llsen's not happy, and understandably so. He's in the vicinity that he could be giving up a frag. No!
How the hell did that just happen? But the Mega goes to Spart1e, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, Dan, we have a game. 1.5 minutes. Spart1e has map control. He's got the weapons he needs, except for an LG. k1llsen potential to attack this, but k1llsen's grabbing rockets of his own while Spart1e secures the heavy.
k1llsen's going to go defense now with 1.5 minutes to go. He won't want to be pushing in. He's going to manage these choke points just like that, try and prevent Spart1e from getting out on the map. And this is a random-ass game, and k1llsen's going to have to put some control on it if he's going to walk away with a victory, because, yes, it is a 1-frag game with 1 minute to go. Spart1e with the piercing sight, but there you go. k1llsen in position. For the first time this game, he gets to play the game he wants.
Spart1e. Oh, Spart1e has a feeling about that one here as he pops the vision, just missing out on a rail. 2 frags down with 1 minute left. Still an opportunity here as the Mega is taken. Spart1e going to add a little bit of a delay to this heavy, and he needs to make this next cycle count because it's going to be the last den. There's the heavy pickup, and now it's go time with only a rail in his possession.
That's all he needs. But you can see k1llsen not even trying to make an effort. He just wants to defend his lead at this point in time, and he will do so successfully. And I'm sure we'll breathe a very big sigh of relief because that nearly got out of control. What a rail that was.
Oh, rails again from k1llsen on point as he's trying to warm up that rail for the rest of the set. But this one's in the bag, and I think it was very interesting. It was definitely an interesting way to start the series, Dan.
One of the more unusual games I have casted with you, Spart1e. But yeah, I think if anything, k1llsen will definitely feel relieved to get that one out of the way. We're moving on to another map where you can play slowly, but I think it's easier to be suffocated out of the map. Moving on to Blood Covenant, particularly when you have a Nyx going up against you.
Yep, Blood Covenant indeed. It's going to be Nyx versus Athena. Again, k1llsen on that Nyx is ever so dangerous. And a lot of people in chat, similar to us, are scratching their heads of what did we just watch? And, you know, it looked okay. I mean, like I said, Spart1e kept it close, but it just...
It's one of those, in a weird way, where it should have a disclaimer of don't try this at home. Like, it's not one of those, whoa, wild and wacky, I'm going to run at you games, but that is a weird game plan. And unfortunately, it didn't work. It nearly worked. Partly because k1llsen lost his head for a good 30 seconds, but it was a very strange strategical choice from Spart1e. It started so well, as we can see here, actually outgunning and outplaying k1llsen, and then from there on out, he just decided to retreat into his shell like some sort of turtle, and didn't necessarily work.
Maybe like some sort of ninja turtle, Dan? Here's the thing, though. Playing defensive is fine, but usually when people play defensive on this map, they play the stairwell so they can still have timing on Mega and Heavy, pivot accordingly. But when you put yourself in the courtyard, you're completely out of the loop on what's going on. It was very odd. It was very odd, to say the least.
This is the distinction when anyone asks you. This is the difference between being defensive and being passive. Like, you can be defensive, as you just rightly explained, where you're positioning yourself to deal damage. You're finding positions to engage the opponent safely. You might not be necessarily contesting items, even though you want to, but you're still trying to play Quake. In this type of game, when you're being completely passive, you're just giving absolute free rein to your opponent and effectively hoping you get lucky. Like, it's playing to lose at that point. It was really, really weird from Spart1e.
Really, really weird. I mean, I've played like that, but that was because, you know, I had pizza rolls in the oven and I have to get up and it's a whole thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But map 1 is done and dusted. k1llsen took that one. We're going to get into Blood Covenant here shortly, and hopefully Spart1e has a little more up his sleeve. I'd like to see more of a rail battle. I didn't really see the rail activate for Spart1e on that map either, so a little alarming, but definitely not the start you want if you're a Spart1e fan.
We didn't see much of anything, so hopefully we see a bit more of everything.
That's true. Maybe he's just conserving energy. He's like, the second 2 maps are definitely mine.
Hibernation.
Hibernating power save.
Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing, right?
Could be. I'm going to take a peek at the
it's
prediction.
Not. National Geographic disagrees.
All right, well, chat is, after that performance, they're convinced k1llsen's going to take map number 2 as well. As you take a look at the predictions, it's 97% in favor of k1llsen. Bless whoever still is predicting the under in Spart1e. I like that. I respect for that.
Some very strong supporters or some very hopeful chances out there.
What a day. What a great way to start.
Good
Spart1e.
morning, Lions.
I just don't. It's fine. This is fine. It's great. He had no reason to give up, like, all the map. He was doing fine. His stack wasn't the best, but it's just like, he was like, no, I don't want it.
He was in control, and then he just went, ah, shit, my brain shuts down, and I'm just going to go sit in the corner for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to go stand on Mega 29 seconds too early. Oh, my Lord.
I don't know. Who am I to judge? But let chat judge. Map number 2 here. Blood Covenant between k1llsen and Spart1e is going to be live shortly. We got Athena, we got Nyx, we got more Quake, more importantly here, so we're going to start off on k1llsen. Decent damage there from k1llsen after the heavy pickup, and look at the delay on the Mega yet again. Saw on map number 1 that k1llsen added a nice big delay for the first start, and oh my goodness, the tri-bolt into the machine gun. Spart1e hooks into the wall, but he wants a little bit more. I kind of respect that double peek. One more shot Itis here, and it does pay off as he hits that rail, but now he's caught in a bad situation here. k1llsen can't seem to land the damage, though.
Spart1e actually trying to push in here. He does get denied quickly by k1llsen, but he'll be able to scoot himself around and pressure, at least pressure the Mega, if not take it away. Spart1e's in the vicinity, he does hit the pickup, and he goes up the jump pad, and a second too late. k1llsen's in position to connect with the rockets, but lovely rail from Spart1e on the defense. k1llsen will retreat. He's got a rail of his own, so he will want to reposition to try and open up an angle now. And now with this Ghost Walk up, he'll feel a little bit more confident. So Spart1e actually gets fortunate there. It was a very risky maneuver to go up the jump pad, and k1llsen's right there with the rail, knocks Spart1e down. Great grapple away in the context, but he shouldn't be pushing there, and k1llsen takes an early lead.
Like the machine gun swap, knowing that Spart1e was low, didn't even risk it with the rail. Unfortunately missing on that one. Going up the jump pad, eating some damage. Lands the rail, needs another one though. He's taking a lot, and Spart1e pops off with the machine gun, and k1llsen got a little too comfortable there, Dan.
Yeah, he did have a hit. I really thought he could finish it off, but heavy machine gun was way too strong, and Spart1e's going to continue pushing in with just a rail and some heavy machine gun now. k1llsen actually ghost walks up, it looks like, to get onto that heavy, and he does take it away. Spart1e realizing that now gets himself across, and they are trading items. So nicely played by Spart1e to get back into this set.
Not bad at all, as he takes a little bit of rocket damage, but the detour will actually lead him to the armor shard down below, so not too bad as he's trying to be silent here, and k1llsen's right above him. Here's the rocket, tries to go through the telly and misses with the rail, but look at this. The repositioning with Athena is so quick, and the air rocket won't connect for k1llsen, so he is reeling from all that damage, and now the hook back in. Can he finish it?
Nice.
What a shot by Spart1e.
Really nice, and this is the power of Athena. We know she could be almost unbeatable when played to her fullest, and that's exactly what we saw there. k1llsen actually steals away the Mega. That's a bit unfortunate for Spart1e, as he does have to back off. k1llsen want to have a rail as well. Spart1e be aware of that, but he is playing exceptional on the offense here.
It is a different Spart1e on map number 2. Great rail from down below, and there's the hook up, and a bit too overzealous here as k1llsen puts an end to that, sends him packing back down, does grab an armor shard. An amazing evasion of that rail into a rail of his own, and Spart1e is absolutely warmed up right now, Dan.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he didn't go a bit harder for the heavy, having done so much damage. Lets k1llsen get away with that one. So there's times where he feels that he's almost overcommitting and taking too many risks, and there was times like that where he should have perhaps committed. Lovely back-to-back rails, and now k1llsen has to be going down here. No way he gets away. What, another rail from Spart1e? But somehow, k1llsen doesn't die. Spart1e lets him get that Mega, and despite all of the hard work, k1llsen ties it up.
And Spart1e is flabbergasted in the chat and doesn't understand what just happened. I think he believes he took the Mega?
I can't see the chat from where I'm watching.
Yeah, I think Spart1e was under the impression that he had the Mega. So a little bit of a misplay there, but nonetheless it's tied 2. k1llsen takes advantage of the situation, but now he's at a disadvantage here, but Spart1e can't land any rocket damage. k1llsen with the dance.
Yeah, and he knows the Mega's not there, so kind of just trying to push on up. He's used the Ghost Walk. He wants to get a frag here. He knows how weak Spart1e is in terms of weaponry. Wants to make it count. But Spart1e does get away for now, and k1llsen have to try and find a way to take away this heavy cleanly, but he just can't. What a lovely drop from the backside from Spart1e, knowing there isn't a Ghost Walk in play. k1llsen's overzealousness is getting the better for him.
Does put him down 1, but he does grab the Mega, and just look at that. Too close for comfort. The rocket and the shotgun will chip him down, and k1llsen looked a little lost on that one, Dan. Spart1e takes the 2 frag lead now.
Yeah. k1llsen completely caught off guard here, and Spart1e with the lead. Nearly half of the map gone. k1llsen is taking more of the items, but Spart1e is getting the jump on k1llsen time and time again, particularly with the rail. We said, you know, the rail's going to be a pivotal weapon for him, and it really, really has been. He's trying to play a nice slow game because he realizes the type of play style k1llsen wants, you know, controlling that mid ground, playing position himself. So Spart1e, by playing this slower pace game, is hoping to offset k1llsen's awareness of where he is. You know, he's taken these choke points down here, playing with multiple different angles. He should be able to take away this heavy as well, and you can almost sense that k1llsen's getting a bit frustrated by this.
Nice little rail from behind, but yeah, I mean, Spart1e's doing a great job of muscling his way onto these items. That Mega was free, and frustration may be mounting for k1llsen right now as we're over the halfway mark of this one, and Spart1e's still 2 frags in the lead. There's a fantastic rail, backs off before taking too much damage. There's the hook into LG, but he can't finish with the rail. k1llsen using that shaft to its full ability there to melt down Spart1e and try and get back into this, cutting it down by 1. But just like that off the spawn, Spart1e able to grab the heavy and hopefully, for his sake, get back to the Mega to keep this cycle going. And it looks like he might, as he has the high ground and k1llsen's still down below.
Yeah, k1llsen with the item now. k1llsen's going to go up, but he's a second too late again. And Spart1e, oh, k1llsen hits himself. Bit of a mix-up from both of them there. Spart1e gets away with much the upper hand. Don't think he's got a rail just yet, so he'll want to work his way across there. k1llsen's in a bit of trouble. He's the one that doesn't have the items or the timing at this point in time. But he does have the weapons, and Spart1e not feeling confident enough to get that rail, it seems. So he's stuck now just with his long-range hit scan, and it's working out.
Nice rail there from Spart1e. Mega's up. And can't get it! k1llsen can't dance the dance this time. Spart1e back up by 2 after 2 fantastic rails. And the Mega pickup, and chat is trembling in their boots right now. Their predictions could be flipped on their head. Still time, Dan, but Spart1e is looking like a completely different monster on map number 2.
He is indeed, and the way he's playing is really upsetting k1llsen. There's another engagement on Brick. Huge rocket, but it's not enough that he can't connect with the rail, which would have finished off k1llsen. 3 minutes to go. Only 1 frag in it. This game has been close. Spart1e scuttles in, steals away that Mega, but what a rail from k1llsen. Would he have a second? No, just can't clip the feet. He's going to go on the chase here. There's not a lot for Spart1e to work with. He's trying to get away. It's away for now, and they're going to have an engagement, but k1llsen decides wisely to back off and solidify his positioning over on the heavy and try to put a bit of a constraint on the chaos that Spart1e is creating.
Ooh, not a free heavy at all. k1llsen takes big machine gun damage on the way out. I think Spart1e just spotted him. Does have position as well. There's the jump pad play, and k1llsen has to use the ghost walk. Trying to get some damage on the way out. Fantastic rail. Now Spart1e grabbing a health bubble can take 1 more, but his stack is so extremely low. Spart1e extremely patient right now. Didn't want to pick up that armor shard too early. Didn't want to give away his position. A little bit of rocket damage will give away his position as both items are up now. Spart1e's able to pick up the Mega. Fantastic play from k1llsen to make sure that it's not free.
Yeah, he's delaying the heavy here, just trying to catch Spart1e out, but Spart1e is not falling for it. More than wise to the positioning of k1llsen, and that's exactly why he's playing these random angles, because the positions he's taking are in positions where k1llsen won't be able to find him, and he has to go out of his way to do so. He has found him here, though, pops the Ghost Walk, but Spart1e gets away again, and the Athena is really frustrating k1llsen. But he now has both items under control, which he can rotate them for almost one final time before he goes on the hunt again. He'll want the Ghost Walk before feeling really confident to push in. Question is, can Spart1e do something? He's hiding up in the corridor. Will k1llsen figure that out?
Spart1e didn't pick up the health bubble earlier. He's still railable. If he just gets spotted, it could be curtains.
But there's no way k1llsen checks there just now. You know, that is too risky of a position. Spart1e gets away with it. There goes the Ghost Walk. He does hear where Spart1e is. The question is, can he catch him? He knows he's been hiding down here. He catches him once again through that corridor. Spart1e is in a bit of trouble. He doesn't have a lot to work with. Big rocket into the rail conversion. He did take away the Mega, though, so k1llsen is not that healthy.
Spart1e does get in on the heavy off of that, and he stole the Mega as well. So, good opportunity here to try and close this one out with 25 seconds left, but he doesn't have any rockets or LG, just a rail and a shotgun, potentially a prayer here as he's going to set up for this next Mega, Dan. Rails exchanged. k1llsen gets the hell out of there through the telly. Down below, grabbing the armor shard. Spart1e doing the same in the pillar room. And he's going to be a little bit late to this heavy. Woo!
He is. Gets the rail there, which is critical. Just dodges away from that rocket as well. He's got the high ground, which is key. k1llsen doesn't have a Ghost Walk either, so he won't want to take any sort of fight here. And k1llsen's playstyle has been completely shut down from Spart1e to this point, but that's a huge rail. The question is, can Spart1e get out of there? He's sticking around, but he does get out. k1llsen, though, with the items now and in position to pressure this heavy. This is a big item. Ghost Walk comes out. Spart1e's there, but he knows something's up, so gets away. Spart1e's on the ropes. k1llsen hears him down below. Doesn't want to push in through that choke point just now. Nothing's hitting for either one of them. Spart1e living on the edge. k1llsen's on the hunt, but he knows that Spart1e could turn his fight on his head instantly, but he also doesn't want to give away any sort of items. He knows Spart1e's only got one light armor to work with, whereas k1llsen has the whole map at his disposal.
And this is fantastic to see Spart1e not willing to give it up. Still surviving, living on a prayer, Dan, as k1llsen up above on the bridge, just trying to suss out exactly where he is. There's the opportunity, missed rail, and Spart1e, just like that, he's gone. He wants more armor. He wants to position for this mega and try and win this item. And I love the way Spart1e's playing. I know he's kind of on the back foot, but he's playing it well.
Yeah, he's reading k1llsen really, really well. It's obviously high risk. He's not able to do any sort of damage, but at this point in the game, when it all comes down to one fight, you have to take the optimal solution, lowest risk possible. He can't afford to expose himself. k1llsen not checking that stairwell at all. It's the second time Spart1e's been in there and actually catches him with a flick of damage. Not enough to really concern k1llsen. With this Ghost Walk, he's more than happy to go up the jumper, but that's a full rocket. And that will win Spart1e a mega. He's in position to pressure this light as well, but k1llsen shuts that down. Won't want to engage here either. He knows how low he is relative to Spart1e now. So it is a game of cat and mouse. He catches him out, hits the rail as well, and he could finish off Spart1e here and now. But with the Athena, Spart1e gets away, but he's going for the heavy. Oh!
He gambled it all on that heavy and unfortunately cornered himself, in essence. I don't think he had another hook to even get down, even if he did steal it. So k1llsen says this one's kind of a gimme, and he melts him down. But I think that was really well played in the final minute or two by Spart1e, playing hyper defensive, staying in it, but just that last move, that last-ditch effort for the heavy kind of cost him.
There was certainly some high-risk plays throughout from Spart1e, but the execution was pretty much always on point. And I did enjoy the positioning with Spart1e. He knows how k1llsen wants to play, you know, playing those choke points, particularly up on the high ground. So what Spart1e did is he was effectively positioning in and around that banana area down below by the light armor. And because of that, there was no attack point for k1llsen. He couldn't get in. And basically, k1llsen was getting frustrated throughout that game, particularly because of how well Spart1e was hitting. And so he was taking these high-risk plays himself that weren't paying off. Eventually, he was able to consolidate control near the end, around that 4 to 4-5 mark, get back on an even playing field, and then just maintain control really, really nicely until the end. That last play obviously was high risk from Spart1e, where he did end up dying, but because he had already burned all of his resources, he felt if he could take away that heavy and maybe k1llsen misses a rail, he might get a frag. So that was the do or die, but really admirable by Spart1e in that map.
Yeah, I mean, just again, leaps and bounds different from map number 1, and as we go into map number 3, I mean, I feel like he puts himself in a decent position to probably take this one. But we'll see, because it is a different map. We're going to go to Awoken, he's going to be on Strahd, k1llsen's going to have Doom. It's going to be a different story, but based on the performance we just saw, I think Spart1e has it in him. He's pushing k1llsen to the limit on map number 2.
Well, we've seen so far he wants to play a slow game. He wants to get under k1llsen's skin by doing that. He wants to keep the scoreline close, which is obviously makes sense if you're not the favorite in a matchup. This is a very different map. This is a much harder map to do that effectively on, particularly against a Doom, where he will be controlling that mid ground as he wants to very, very well, and can put on pressure extremely easily given the geometry of the map. So this is going to require Spart1e to change gear a little bit. I can't see that level of playstyle working. If it does, then it's being incredibly difficult to execute.
Well, taking a quick peek at the predictions in chat again, 92% in favor of k1llsen. So, slight upgrade for Spart1e. People saw map number 2 and they're like, all right, I think he's got it in him.
But his rail's on point, so he definitely deserves a few more points.
Yeah, for sure. And Strahd is a fantastic champ. You get the passive slide, crouch slide, you get the Stroyant when you get the frags to get that little HP boost, but you got to kill your opponent to even get that, so we'll see if he can get there. k1llsen on Doom, I think, is pretty strong. I think that's a strong pick on Awoken, and like I said, he's been playing pretty well these first 2 maps. Again, taken to the limit on map number 2, but it was never totally out of his control, I don't think.
There were definitely some scary moments in there, but he managed to retain his element of composure and kept in the game. It definitely could have spiraled out of control, particularly in the mid game where Spart1e was just connecting with everything and the Athena was seemingly running riot. But yeah, it was in the end a really strong performance from k1llsen. Good opening from Spart1e though. k1llsen predicting it though, and already taking an early lead, and this benefit of Doom, you can just get across that map even quicker than a struggle.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of become the meta where you just pop Berserk immediately and then fly around the map with the Superman punches, covering a lot of ground. Spart1e lying in wait. Decent rocket there, but the double jump sends k1llsen flying, but the second rocket follow-up from Spart1e is right on target to tie it at 1.
What a maneuver. Spart1e going again, does hit back-to-back rockets, but somehow k1llsen gets away, and this is definitely a different pace to maps 1 and 2. Spart1e actually rocket jumping up, he knows k1llsen's weak, but is this the play? Well, they trade, so yeah, k1llsen sees the funny side, and Spart1e has come to play on Awoken.
It is definitely a play that just happened. A lot of LG into the machine gun. There's the peeker chase. Ooh, lovely play from Spart1e there to get the full damage into the rocket. Almost the rail, but the double jump saves k1llsen's life.
What is going on? Spart1e is hitting everything. Big rockets, and k1llsen has to just hit a rail at this point. He's got nothing to work with. He's probably going to throw away his life in exchange for just doing damage, and he is doing more than that. He might even throw away Spart1e's life at this rate. And oh my god, I thought he was going to go down. What a rail.
Just machine gun Spart1e. Ooh, okay. Thread the needle with the rail. What do I know?
Or that. This is some serious aim.
This has been the wackiest set of Quake I have ever seen, and I love it. Tied to 2. Almost 2 minutes in, there's a fantastic rail from the perch. k1llsen hits another one, wants one more, but Spart1e fires back with 2 of his own after the heavy pickup and plants k1llsen into the ground.
Nice, and they're both hitting absolutely everything at this point. Spart1e now being able to control this mid ground. If you can take a clean mega here, put k1llsen under a bit of pressure, but k1llsen comes flying in with the Berserk. Hits Spart1e from behind, does a fair amount of damage, and steals away the item. He's also going to get him trapped down here with a rail, so k1llsen not relenting either. Misses the easier of the bunch and keeps on pushing. Heavy's up. Spart1e with a big rocket, but it's not enough, and they are just going balls to the wall, 40.
Oh no, k1llsen with a little double jump error on the jump pad here almost cost him his life. And yeah, Spart1e's been hitting dunks with these rockets, Dan. And k1llsen trying to fight back, and this is a bit of a slugfest in comparison to the first 2 maps we saw. There's the nail gun not getting any damage. k1llsen trying to fend off Spart1e. And he does so successfully, at least for the time being, but loving the pace of this one. They are truly awoken.
I mean, in some ways it looks restless, but you have to think in context. Every one of these engagements makes sense because they've left their opponents so low after the original fight that they know they can finish them off. Even k1llsen's 5 HP push with what?
Beautiful from k1llsen.
That one was maybe a bit reckless.
That one's going in the highlight reel as he sends Spart1e straight to heaven. k1llsen takes the 1 frag lead, but yeah, a bit of a crazy push there from Spart1e as he tries to redirect and go up the jump pad, and that's always just a risky move. Lots of LG.
Oh, what
k1llsen,
rockets though?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, stole it. Nice shot from k1llsen though.
Stealing it means Spart1e can push again. He actually spawns on the Mega, but k1llsen's hitting just about everything he can possibly hit at this point in time. So Spart1e's being pretty much unlucky, if anything, because again, k1llsen is just hitting everything. And Spart1e's doing everything right, pretty much, but k1llsen's just hitting more.
Wonderful dodge on that rocket, Spart1e. Trying to hang in there and do some damage on this heavy. He doesn't want to give it up, and all he has is a machine gun shotgun. And there it is, the peeker. Will he get it? No, this time k1llsen deals with it nicely. Big shotgun up the jump pad as Spart1e drops down, doesn't want to take any more LG. Didn't feel confident in that one, but the first bug shot was huge, and there's the rail cut off as k1llsen tries to double back for the Mega. And I love this play from Spart1e as well, denying the armor shard before going back for the Mega. So signs of life again from Spart1e, even though he was down by a little bit here. And oh no! Popped into the heaven again, and k1llsen takes him down!
These rockets, man. I mean, that was such a great trap from k1llsen. Once again, he's got Spart1e trapped here. Big rockets into the rail combo. Spart1e on 1 HP. This time, we'll actually see a reasonable use of the weapon, but yeah, the tribal actually finishes k1llsen off. Spart1e gets the better of the spawn. We're saying that actually it's not quite up. He will be able to steal it away, and will he get the frag? Yes, he does. This should give him a lovely heavy to fall back on as well. But no, k1llsen gets a great spawn over by the rockets. This time he doesn't actually hit his nest. And will he go down? Yes, but they trade once again.
This is insane.
no relenting. This is a Spartan performance from both these players. Question is, can Spart1e get a comeback? Because as much as they're trading, that maintains a three frag gap. So he needs to find a way to actually kill k1llsen and stay alive for the follow-up. That's the big challenge at this point in time. With the level of damage output going on here, it's really, really hard to see how that happens because neither one of these players get any sort of control. They just want to fight. Again, k1llsen's so low, we will see Spart1e push. And he's just going to pick up a weapon and he's going to hold W. So what is k1llsen going to do to stop himself from dying? Well, he's going to hit back-to-back rails. That's what he's going to do. If he hits a third, the server might melt down. This time he doesn't connect with a rail for once, and Spart1e gets away, but k1llsen continues to want to press the items.
Definitely wants to at least deal damage on this heavy and takes a big rocket. There's the peeker, dealt with nicely, and just so many trades coming out from these players. I'm trying to figure out which one's Dan Aykroyd and which one's Eddie Murphy here. As Spart1e still dealing with a 4 frag deficit, but his stack is looking good. His positioning's looking even better for this Mega, but he needs to be careful not to completely overcommit on this, and he does double back to make sure that the Mega's his, but he misses out on a bit of a gimme rail as k1llsen was just caught hanging out in the banana.
Yeah, for the first time this game we can take a breath as both players realize the game is slowing down a little bit, but saying that, God, they push on through and the tracking for Spart1e is insane. What a follow-up rail that is. Long time before the next major item as well, so Spart1e can continue to press the advantage. He knows exactly where k1llsen is, hits a nice little trickle of a rocket. k1llsen's just going to engage here because he needs to do some sort of damage and try and follow it up. But he doesn't get the best spawn, and therefore he won't be able to actually put any contest onto this Mega. So the game is now flipped into Spart1e's favor. This heavy is going to be a big contest.
It may not be the best spawn, but it is the rail spawn, and k1llsen, a bit of a connoisseur on the rail here as the peeker goes through, no damage, doesn't find his opponent here. A little bit of rocket splash to make sure k1llsen doesn't go through the choke point near the nail gun. Spart1e trying to get back on position now for this Mega. k1llsen waiting by the LG, doesn't want to give up a peep right now, just trying to figure out where Spart1e is in position around it, trying to get some rockets for free, and he does so successfully.
This is smart by k1llsen now. He realized the momentum was fading away, and with the lead, he wants to slow the pace down, play defensive, doesn't want to allow Spart1e to keep his momentum up. He needs to try and steal away an item. He's in position to do so. The big rocket damage coming out from Spart1e, and k1llsen can't even take it now. That, what could have been a good maneuver, has turned out to be a huge mistake because he did absolutely nothing to Spart1e. So he's going to be on the run here. Lovely rail from Spart1e. Peeker, perfect usage of that, and then he'll be able to finish him off. No! But there is enough time for him to get in position for this Mega. So not the end of the world. k1llsen sticks around. He does a lot of damage somehow.
There's the rail spawn again as he drops down for the armor, and k1llsen misses a rail and doesn't miss that one with a little bit of a hop over. Spart1e doesn't want to push the heavy. He needs to get out of there as he doesn't have any armor to his name, but he has tied the game, Dan. We are tied at 11 with a minute 30 left. Almost connecting with that rail combo, does so with the second one, looking for a third here. Has peeker back in the chamber, there's Tribolt and there's peeker. Mega goes to k1llsen in with the fadeaway rail. He was still in the peeker animation, trying to uncrouch and take control of the Strong, and he goes down off the spawn. There's the aggression, and k1llsen luckily doesn't get forced through the telly as well. Otherwise Spart1e might have had him dead to rights, so now trailing again by 1 with a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, he needs to make something happen now. k1llsen's not going to be reckless at this point, but Spart1e, you know he's going to be pushing in. Rocket nearly connecting. Question is, what can he do now? He obviously spawned on the wrong side of the map, so hasn't got the right hit scan. k1llsen's just going to slow down, play position. He knows where Spart1e is. He chases him down. Connects with a little bit of damage, and that's enough to stall Spart1e when pressing in. And k1llsen wants to finish it here and now. Spart1e dodging, but it's not going to be enough as he gives away a frag. And with 30 seconds to go, it's going to be hard to get back into this one. No weapons at this point, and he's just having to recoup, which is wasting more and more time that he needs to keep pressure on.
Nice little double jump there as k1llsen just kind of runs away from the peeker, doesn't even deal with it. Might get this frag as well, as Spart1e cannot do the damage he needs. Didn't have the weaponry in that one. Puts a bow on it. Maybe this one does, as Spart1e concedes that last one. 15-11, final score. And that one was a barn burner, Dan. Did we ever figure out what that meant? I don't know, but the whole series was a bit of a crescendo, starting off nice and slow, picking up the pace into a all-out slugfest on map number 3.
Yeah, that was a slugfest, but it was a slugfest enabled by just amazing skill. Like the level those guys are playing at throughout in terms of mechanical skill was just unbelievable, and that is what spiraled into such pressure because they were just connecting with absolutely everything. Nobody ever got into position where they could control the map, and knowing that, they realized they could keep the pressure up, keep pushing, and because nobody got that control, the pressure never stopped. It obviously got to that point around 8 minutes in or so where k1llsen had had enough of it. Spart1e didn't know. He kept pushing, tied it up once again, and unfortunately, one final engagement on the Mega, which was this one right here, cost him the map, but you know, could have very easily been a Spart1e victory there, and as you say, a great culmination to a close series.
Very, very fantastic performance from Spart1e, just falling short across 2 of these maps. The first one is still scratching my head, but that's okay. k1llsen takes the set 3-0 as we take a look at the stats from the final map of Awoken. And it was a good one. It was a good one. What a way to start the day, Dan. k1llsen still looking good, still sitting pretty on top. Spart1e with a fantastic performance, showing the world that at any moment he can strike. It's just a matter of if he will.
This is the thing with Spart1e, like, there's consistency, right? Like, if you could put in that performance every single time and you know he's going to do it, he wouldn't be sitting at 12th. But the problem is, there are weeks where he turns up and he doesn't put in that performance. And that's what's really frustrating, because I'm a big Spart1e fan. You know, he's been around for such a long time. He's an amazing player, and I want to see him play like that every week. And for whatever reason, it doesn't happen. So if we can see more of that Spart1e, you'll very rapidly see him at the top, because we've always said it. He can take a map off and series off absolutely anyone. And it's always unfortunate, particularly when we get to lands and he goes out early, because he's someone that should be going further. Really, really want to see him do it.
Yeah, completely agree. And again, we are rolling closer and closer to the finals, so we do want to see that level of play elevate across the board for all the players. But that is it for series number 1 of the day. We got number 2 on the way after a quick break. Nosfa versus some guy named Rafa? I don't know. Why don't you stick around? We'll see how it goes, but we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.